Your wife has left you. You have tried to get her back. You have gone to her house. Probably you had a meeting. And at the end of that, probably things have only gone worse rather than you coming back. Probably your wife has applied for divorce and you're thinking that the only way out is the mutual divorce because you feel that you have tried everything. If you are going through separation or you're going through divorce, then you got to understand there are 5 reasons why she doesn't want to come back. And in this video, I'm going to dive deep into these 5 reasons. Hi, Val here. I know that you're going through separation. I understand that your wife has applied for divorce and you're trying everything possible to get your wife back. But for some reason, she doesn't want to come back. And you're totally confused of why she doesn't want to come back because you have tried everything. You have told her that you're going to be a better person. And you have also tried to show that you are improving. But then why doesn't she want to come back? Well, according to me, there are 5 reasons. So let's dive deep into understanding each of these reasons. The first reason why your wife doesn't want to come back is there is no love. There is no love in the relationship. Let me explain what I mean by this. When we get married, there is a lot of love. Though it is driven by hormones, really doesn't matter, but there is a lot of love. And when I talk about love, I mean 5 things. You make her feel that she matters to you. You are there for her. She is good, right, and wonderful human being. And every action has equal and opposite reaction. So she also makes you feel the same way. But after some time, the love in your marriage supposed to die. Remember the words I used, supposed to die. Because that love is not mature love. So for anything mature to be born, what is there has to die first. Like for example, the milk teeth fall away before you get the strong teeth. The leaves of a branch come out before the new leaves, before the plant, the branch that you have planted, like the rose plant, grows again. So there has to be death before there is birth. So when you start losing love in your relationship, we start doing all the wrong things except loving our partner. So the reason why she doesn't want to come back because she is not experiencing love. Probably you have gone to her house and you have said it in 101 times, one ways that you love her, but it's only words. We are not human. We are not people, or we are not creatures of words. Words is the logical part of the brain. What we focus on are the emotions. So the first reason she doesn't want to come back is she doesn't feel loved. Look at the words I'm using. I'm not saying that you don't love her. I'm saying she doesn't feel loved. And it's not because you are bad. It's not because she is bad. It's not because your parents are bad. It is just because you're stuck in what is called as a power struggle stage. And every marriage has to go through this stage. But unfortunately, most of the marriages get stuck here. And then the parents get involved and they only make things worse. So the first reason she doesn't want to come back is no love. The second reason she doesn't want to come back is because of the painful memories. Let's say we have a hub called Awesome Husbands Hub. It is a community of men who wants to bring back love into their relationship. Some of the awesome men we have in the community. So they have started working on their marriage. And if you're one of them, you could be saying that I'm trying everything. She's talking to me nicely, but every now and then she brings in those old memories. I have forgotten about them. And these things have happened 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. But why is she still talking about it? It's because our brain wants us to remember the pain so that we don't get hurt again. So the second reason probably why she doesn't want to come back is because of the painful memories. So she's keep talking about these painful memories of the past. And at these moments, it's very crucial that you listen to what she has to say. without defending yourself, without arguing with her, because what you're dealing with is not her. What you're dealing with, or what your goal is, not fixing her, not changing her. She'll change automatically. She'll stop talking about these things automatically. Your goal is to move out of the power struggle stage into mature love stage. And in order for you to do that, in order for you to get out of the power struggle stage and into love, you got to stop defending yourself. She's going to continue to criticize you, but you got to stop yourself from defending. So the second reason why she doesn't want to come back is the painful memories. And memories are stacked up one top of the other. All right. They are not just spread around. So when somebody recalls the memories with somebody, we recall it. It's like the topmost memory. Like, think about it. When you think about your organization, it's invariably, let's say you had been working for an organization for 5-10 years, you'll invariably recall first the memory of you leaving that organization. It could have been pleasant, it could have been unpleasant, but that's the memory you generally recall because that is the latest one with that particular organization. So with your wife as well, what's going to happen is those are the memories which are very fresh in our mind. But with time, these new memories that you create through your interaction of love, care, understanding, they will remove the impact these memories, these old memories will have. And after some time, your wife will tell you that I'm sorry for talking about it because sometimes they just come up. So that's a great phase to be in. So the second reason is painful memories. The third reason why your wife doesn't want to come back is because of the doubt. So let me explain, what do I mean by doubt? What happens is when you start changing, especially the men who are in the Awesome Husbands Hub, as you start changing, your wife will notice that there are changes in you. But the big question is why? Why is he changing? He is a guy who I tried to change all these for the last 10 years or the 15 years of our marriage, but he never changed. But why is he doing it right now? So that's the biggest question she has in her mind. And when that question comes up, obviously the only answer that a person can think is there's something behind it. Not because your wife is negative or none of these things, but that's how a human brain responds to something too good to be true. So let me give you an example. You want to buy 5 kilos of tomatoes. So you go to the market and everybody is selling tomatoes for 50 rupees per kilo. And there's one guy who is selling the same type of tomatoes for 5 rupees a kilo. Will you buy 5 kilos of tomatoes from that guy without doubting him, without testing those tomatoes, without asking 101 questions? Obviously, you would do. Now, in this case, you hardly know this person. But with you and your wife, she knows you for so many years. Now, suddenly for the last 2 weeks, you have been changing. For the last 1 month, you have been changing. So what's happening out here? What is happening out here? What's happening out here is she thinks that it's all drama, it's all naughty, and she's going to tell you that. So the second reason she doesn't want to come back is doubt. But the good news is this: as you continue to be that amazing person, when you're consistently being that way, your wife will keep seeing this, and her doubt will turn into trust. The third reason why your wife, I spoke about the third reason. So the fourth reason why your wife doesn't want to come back is the fear of failure. Is the fear of failure. Now, as a husband, you might not understand this. But when you put yourself into the shoes of your wife, you'll start understanding that there's a thought in her head deep down that what if she comes back and you turn out to be the same old guy again once she comes back? What if all that you were doing was a drama? What if all that you were doing was just to try to manipulate her to come back? So she feels that there are so many, it's not easy for a woman to give up on a marriage and come back. We're living in an Indian society. It's not a Western society. And in an Indian society, No matter how developed we say to ourselves, no matter how educated we say to ourselves, somewhere deep down, our beliefs are still 20 years old. So there will be a lot of criticism that is coming towards the family. And when that is coming, your wife's parents have stood by her. Now, when she goes back, now she has a big fear. Probably the family will tell her that what if he goes back to that same, being that same old person? And that's natural for them because she has gone through so much of pain. Whether you understand that or not, it is, you know, not important. But she has gone through so much of pain, and those people have stood by her. Now, when she goes back, what's going to happen is when she comes back is what if he fails? So the next reason why she doesn't want to come back is the fear of failure in spite of you changing. The next one is fear of society. Fear of society. So what do I mean by fear of society? Getting married to you was a big decision. And when things didn't go well, and not because of you or her, because it's just a power struggle stage, getting separated from you is a bigger decision. And the society has been observing this. Now, when she got married, everybody spoke about it. So everybody knows that she's married. That's how the society works. When she left you, everybody knows that she has left you. And then the whole family has been defending her, saying that you are a bad person and that's why she left you and all that. And now, when she thinks about, because you have changed, now she thinks about coming back. It's the same society will talk about her again. It could be your parents who will say, or your relatives who will say, because you would have said so many negative things about her to your parents or to your friends and relatives, because you got to defend yourself, right? When people ask you, why did your wife leave you? You can't say that I'm a bad person. Nobody does that. So you would have said, you would have thrown little mark at her. So now she knows your parents, your relatives, your friends. Now she has to show her face to them once again. And that's not easy. That's not easy. Because what will people say? They'll tell her, like they meet her at some celebration, she could overhear saying something like, oh, his wife left him, but she realized her mistake and she came back. Remember, we are living in a male-dominated society. So the fifth reason she might not be willing to come back is because of the fear of society. I want you to understand, if you're part of a hub, you will understand this very quickly. But if you're new out here, you would be in that power struggle stage of, no, I have not done anything. I'm the awesome person, but my wife has applied for divorce and we got a 3-year-old kid or 4-year-old kid, or we are married for 14 years. You could be in this mindset. So if you want to rewire the way you think, because for you, your marriage matters, for you, your children matter, for you, your parents matter and their health matter, then I invite you for a very special masterclass that I do every twice a week. It's called 3 Secrets to Win Her Back. All that you have to do is go to Coach Val, that is COACH Val, VAL.co, and sign up for this masterclass. So before we continue into understanding what can you do, so before we do that, let me quickly summarize the things we spoke about. The first thing I said is no love. She doesn't feel loved. The second thing is painful memories. The third thing is doubt, fear of failure, fear of society. Fear of society is the fifth one. And now we are going to look at what can you do to bring that old love back. Before we do that, what I would like you to do is, if you have not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, click that bell icon. If you liked whatever I spoke about so far, click on that like button, and let's jump into what can you do. So what can you do? Your goal is to, let me write it in bold, learn to love. That's all you got to do. Learn to love. The most important word in these three words is not love. The most important word is learn. Learn. Let me explain what I mean by learn. We think that loving is very easy and loving is very simple. It's not. Because the only way we can love the other person is the way we want to be loved, because that's the only way we know. But the problem is, when we get married to somebody, we always get married to somebody who is different from us with regard to personality type, maybe with regard to all the other things like caste, creed, religion, kundalis and gotras and all these things. We could choose somebody of our own type, but when it comes to personality type, we always choose somebody different from us. So we got to learn to love. That's the first thing. The second thing is, you got to rewire the way you think. There's a particular way men and women think whose marriages end with separation and divorce. And all that you need to do is think that way. There is nothing wrong that has to happen in your marriage. You have to think that way and your marriage will end. So what does it say? That what you need to do is you got to change the way you are thinking. And what's that change the way you are thinking? There are a couple of things. The first thing is, you got to look at yourself and stop talking about, I have done so much, but she is. The second thing you got to stop is, I am doing all these things, but she has done this and she has done that, as if she gets up in the morning to hurt you. So you got to stop doing that. And the things you got to start is to start looking at things from her perspective. When you start, it's like a 6 and a 9. So if you look at a 6, if you stand here, it will look like a 9. If you're standing here, it will look like a 6. So you got to go to her side and start looking at the world from her perspective. And when you do that, there's an amazing thing happens. And that is, it will rewire the way you think. It will rewire your emotions. You start feeling confident, and it will rewire your behavior. And when your behavior changes and you start behaving like an awesome husband, you start behaving like a person who is not no more in power struggle stage, but in mature love stage, your wife follows. And at that point, you don't even have to tell your wife to come back. She will tell you that she wants to come back. And that's the magical day. So I want you to go to the comment section right now and write in the comments, what's the one thing that you have learned from this video. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead, subscribe to this channel, click that bell icon. If you have not liked the video, please like the video and make sure that you share it with at least one more gentleman somewhere out there. Because by helping somebody with their marriage, you're doing a biggest favor to that person. You're not only helping him, you're helping their child, or probably the children they have, or probably you're not only helping them, but you're helping, you're giving a wonderful old age to his parents and his wife's parents, because everybody suffers when the marriage goes wrong. So please go ahead, share this video, and as I mentioned earlier, please write one thing that you have learned. And if you have not attended my masterclass, I'm leaving the link in the description, that is coachval.co. Go there and subscribe for the masterclass. And there are a couple of more links that I'm leaving in the description. Go there and do the needful so that I can help you in the future. So thank you very much for watching this video, and until we connect again, let's keep our love story alive. Bye-bye.